Beneath a quilt of fallen leaves, where the forest floor exhales a scent of damp wood in slow decay, a world unfolds that few ever witness. Light fades quickly here, filtered through layers of soil and root, replaced by a dim, tactile darkness where touch and vibration matter more than sight. In this hidden realm moves Amblyopone pallipes, an ant whose story is older than the forest above it, older than many of the insects that now dominate the surface world. It advances without urgency, pale body gliding through narrow tunnels, as if the earth itself has parted to let it pass, antennae tracing invisible maps written in chemicals in motion. The soil is alive with signals. Every grain carries a history, the passage of a worm, the growth of a root, the collapse of a decaying leaf. Amblyopone pallipes reads these signs with patient precision. It does not rush, because haste has never been its ally. This ant is not built for speed or spectacle, but for certainty. Each step is deliberate, each pause meaningful. In this darkness, survival belongs to those who listen closely. Its form reflects this ancient philosophy. The body is long and slender, the coloration muted, almost ghost-like against the brown-black soil. Most striking are the mandibles, elongated and curved, poised forward like tools forged for a single purpose. They are not meant to slice vegetation or carry fragments of the forest. They are meant to seize life. When Amblyopone pallipes hunts, it does so alone, venturing outward from the nest in solitary arcs that spread quietly through the underground. Somewhere ahead, the soil trembles faintly. The vibration is subtle but unmistakable. An earthworm moves through its own tunnels, pushing aside soil in slow, muscular waves. To many predators, this prey would be too large, too powerful. To Amblyopone pallipes, it is a prize worth the risk. The ant halts, body lowering, antennae fixed forward. The world contracts to this single signal, this promise of sustenance. The attack is swift and intimate. The ant lunges, mandibles locking onto the soft flesh of the worm. There is no prolonged struggle. Venom flows with precision, chemistry perfected by time. The worm's movements slow, then still. In the confined darkness, the ant has won. It does not celebrate. It simply adjusts its grip and begins the long, careful process of dragging its prize back through the tunnels, navigating by memory and scent alone. This prey will not feed the hunter alone. Deeper underground, the colony waits. The nest is modest, carved into damp soil beneath a rotting log, or embedded within a slope where water drains gently away. It lacks the architectural drama of towering mounds or sprawling chambers. Its strength lies in subtlety. Within these walls, the air is cool and stable, the humidity carefully maintained by the movements of its inhabitants. At the center of this quiet domain lives the queen. She is larger than the workers, her body heavier, her presence unmistakable. Yet she is no tyrant presiding over endless numbers. Her lineage does not rely on overwhelming force or vast populations. She produces slowly, steadily, each egg an investment rather than an excess. Around her, a small number of workers tend to her needs, grooming her, feeding her, ensuring that the fragile continuity of the colony remains unbroken. The return of a hunter bearing prey is met without fanfare. There is no chaotic rush, no explosion of activity. Instead, the ant is guided deeper into the nest, where the earthworm will be shared, processed, and transformed into life. Larvae stir within their chambers, pale and soft, their bodies curled like living questions. They are the future of the colony, but they are also something more. In times of abundance, the larvae are fed generously, growing at a measured pace. But the forest is not always kind. There are seasons when prey grows scarce, when cold stiffens the soil, and life retreats deeper into the ground. It is then that Amblyopone pallipes reveals one of its most extraordinary secrets, a strategy that blurs the line between caregiver and consumer. Workers approach the larvae gently, mandibles careful, precise. They pierce the larval skin just enough to draw a small amount of hemolymph, the nutrient-rich fluid that sustains growth. The larvae are not killed. They endure, their bodies resilient, continuing to develop even as they share their internal resources with the adults. This exchange is quiet, almost ritualistic, a living cycle of giving and taking that allows the colony to survive when the world outside offers nothing. In this dark economy, nothing is wasted. Every individual exists in balance with the whole. The larvae are protected fiercely, moved to safer chambers if moisture levels shift, or if vibrations suggest danger above. Workers seal passages when threats approach, using soil and debris to create living barriers. The colony breathes as one organism, expanding and contracting its activity in response to the rhythms of the earth. Above ground, seasons turn with dramatic flair. Leaves blaze with color, then fall. Snow blankets the forest, muffling sound and freezing the surface. Yet below, the changes arrive as whispers. Temperature drops slowly. Moisture patterns shift. Amblyopone pallipes responds not with panic, but with patience. Activity slows. Metabolism decreases. The colony retreats deeper, trusting the insulating embrace of the soil. Time passes differently here. Days blur into weeks, weeks into months, marked only by subtle changes in the feel of the ground. When warmth finally returns, it does not announce itself with light, but with movement. Earthworms stir again. Fungi spread. Roots pulse with renewed growth. One by one, the workers emerge from their deeper chambers, resuming their solitary hunts with the same calm certainty as before. For Amblyopone pallipes, this cycle has repeated countless times across generations. Long before humans named forests or studied insects, these ants were already here, perfecting their quiet craft. They witnessed the rise and fall of climates, the reshaping of continents, the arrival of new competitors and predators. Through it all, they endured not by changing quickly, but by changing just enough. Even reproduction follows this understated path. When the time comes, winged individuals are produced, their bodies preparing for a brief encounter with the open air. They emerge from the soil and rise upward, fragile silhouettes against a world they will never truly know. Mating is swift, almost anonymous. Soon after, wings are shed, scattered on the forest floor like forgotten pages of an ancient story. A newly fertilized queen returns to the ground alone. She excavates a small chamber, sealing herself inside with nothing but her own reserves and the memory of what her kind has always done. In darkness, she waits. Eggs are laid. Time stretches. Eventually, the first workers emerge, pale and delicate, and the cycle begins again. The forest above remains largely unaware of this quiet persistence. Yet every movement of Amblyopone pallipes leaves a subtle mark. By preying on earthworms and other soil dwellers, it shapes the hidden architecture of the ground, influencing how nutrients move, how air and water circulate. Trees draw strength from soil that has been quietly tended by lives like these. In the darkness, the ant moves on, indifferent to recognition. Its story is not one of conquest or expansion, but of continuity. A living thread woven through deep time, holding fast beneath our feet as the world above changes, unaware of how much it owes to what it cannot see. As centuries fold into one another, the forest above continues its endless rehearsal of birth and decay, while below, Amblyopone pallipes persists in a quieter theater of survival. The soil remembers every footstep that has ever pressed into it, every tree that has fallen and dissolved back into nutrients. Within this memory-rich darkness, the ant's life unfolds with a patience that feels almost defiant. It does not seek to dominate this world. It seeks only to remain. The tunnels of the colony slowly shift and change, reshaped by moisture and gravity. A chamber collapses, another opens. Workers respond instinctively, moving larvae grain by grain, rebuilding passages with a precision born not of planning, but of inherited wisdom. No single ant understands the full design of the nest, yet the structure endures, refined by countless small decisions made in response to touch, scent, and pressure. It is architecture without blueprints, intelligence without awareness, a system older than thought itself. Danger arrives without warning in the underground. A sudden flood can turn stable corridors into death traps, water surging through tunnels that once promised safety. When this happens, Amblyopone pallipes reacts not with chaos, but with triage. Workers abandon distant foraging paths, converging inward. Larvae are lifted carefully, mandibles cradling fragile bodies, carried toward higher, drier ground. The queen is surrounded, shielded by living walls of her offspring. Some individuals are lost. The colony does not mourn, because mourning would paralyze. Survival demands motion. Predators also roam this darkness. Centipedes slide through cracks with venomous intent. Other ants invade, drawn by scent and opportunity. When conflict erupts, it is sudden and brutal. Amblyopone pallipes does not rely on numbers to overwhelm its enemies. Instead, it relies on precision. Workers target soft joints, vulnerable segments, injecting venom with lethal accuracy. Battles are brief, decisive, and rare. The colony cannot afford prolonged war. Yet for all its capacity for violence, this ant's existence is defined more by restraint than aggression. Most of its time is spent waiting, listening, conserving energy. In a world where resources are unevenly distributed, efficiency is everything. Every successful hunt is measured not only by the prey captured, but by the energy spent capturing it. This balance shapes behavior at every level, from the length of foraging trips to the number of larvae allowed to develop at once. Larval development itself is a study in patience. Growth is slow, deliberate, synchronized with the colony's ability to support new life. In richer times, larvae swell with stored nutrients, becoming living vaults of energy. In leaner moments, they give back, sustaining the workers who will one day ensure their transformation. This reciprocal relationship blurs the line between individual and collective, reminding us that in this world, identity is fluid, defined by function rather than form. As the larvae pupate and emerge as workers, they do not inherit roles through instruction. There are no leaders issuing commands. Tasks arise from need. An ant sensing hunger moves outward to hunt. One detecting instability reinforces a tunnel wall. Another, drawn to the queen, tends to her without knowing why, guided by chemical signals older than memory. Through these countless micro-decisions, the colony adapts, resilient without ever appearing dynamic. The passage of seasons continues its slow march. Summers grow warmer, winters harsher. Climate shifts subtly over decades, altering rainfall patterns and soil composition. Some colonies fail, unable to adjust quickly enough. Others, like this one, endure. Their success lies not in flexibility, but in consistency. Amblyopone pallipes has never relied on abundance. It was shaped by scarcity, and scarcity has taught it how to wait. Above, humans walk the forest trails unaware. Their footsteps compress the soil, sending vibrations downward, momentary disturbances that ripple through the tunnels. The ants pause, assess, then resume. To them, this is just another transient event, no different from the fall of a branch or the passing of a deer. Human presence does not register as dominance, only as movement. Occasionally, the ground is torn open. A fallen tree exposes roots and chambers, revealing the hidden world beneath. For a brief moment, sunlight floods spaces that have known only darkness. Workers scatter, larvae are rushed deeper, and the queen retreats into the safest recess available. Exposure is dangerous, but it is rarely fatal. Soil collapses again, leaves settle, and darkness returns. Life continues. The reproductive cycle repeats with quiet inevitability. Winged individuals are produced sparingly, each one a calculated risk. When they emerge, they carry with them the weight of ancient probability. Many will fail, claimed by predators or weather. A few will succeed, founding new colonies in unseen corners of the forest. In this way, Amblyopone pallipes spreads not rapidly, but persistently, threading its presence through suitable habitats with a precision that borders on inevitability. Each new queen begins her life in isolation, sealed away in a tiny chamber she has carved for herself. She feeds on her own reserves, muscles breaking down to nourish the eggs she lays. There is no guarantee of success. Fungi may invade, floods may come, but when the first workers emerge, fragile and pale, the queen's gamble begins to pay off. From this moment, she will rarely move again, her world reduced to the chamber around her, her influence carried outward by others. As years pass, the colony matures. The queen grows heavier, her movements slower. Workers age and die, replaced by new generations who never meet their predecessors. Memory is not carried by individuals, but by patterns of behavior that persist unchanged. The colony, in this sense, is immortal, even as its components are endlessly replaced. In the grand scale of the forest ecosystem, Amblyopone pallipes remains nearly invisible. It does not pollinate flowers or disperse seeds in obvious ways. Yet its influence is woven into the soil itself. By regulating populations of earthworms and other subterranean organisms, it shapes how organic matter is broken down and redistributed. The soil becomes richer, more structured, better able to support the towering life above. This quiet labor has no audience. No creature thanks the ant for its service. Trees rise and fall without awareness of the countless small lives that made their growth possible. And still, the ant persists, indifferent to acknowledgement. In its persistence lies its power. Amblyopone pallipes is not a relic struggling against extinction, but a testament to a strategy that works. It proves that complexity need not be loud, that cooperation can exist without command, that survival can be achieved through patience as much as through force. Beneath the forest floor, in darkness threaded with scent and vibration, the ant continues its slow journey through time. It hunts, it waits, it endures. Long after surface worlds change beyond recognition, there is a strong chance that somewhere in cool, damp soil, Amblyopone pallipes will still be there, moving carefully through the earth, carrying forward a way of life older than memory, quieter than silence, and stronger than it appears.